And that's the weather back on form. 0 amps in the sky today, but many gallons. Keep the damp out. Everybody's still alive, which is a good thing. All the chickens are still alive. Blackie's doing alright, the wee one's doing alright, and Dave's feet are, yeah, not so good, but alright. Still a bit weepy. I dodged a bullet with the old busbar covers. So I am halfway. That's 16 there done. So I dodged a bullet. All I've had to do is nibble away at the inside, because I've got those cross-membery tired bar pieces. They serve no purpose. It was a waste of time, effort and materials. They're still quite nice and strong. So yeah, just deburring them and nibbling away at them with the Dremel thing. So that's the first job of the day, is to finish off these. I've had a count and I should have enough. So I feel like I'm getting further and further behind, especially when you start doing shit like that, which is a chicken feeder out of tomato tubs that I get, tomato ketchup tubs from the local takeaway. Reduce, reuse, recycle. But so after that, I'll have a good tidy up, and then I shall clear the decks over here. Don't be like me, wait until you're ready to go to put your nice blue shiny things out on the shelf, because all I'm going to do now is freaking unload the shelf, have a wee dust up, and then rebuild the shelf. So double handling stuff, wasting my time, pissed off with myself, blah blah blah. So clear the shelves off, tidy up, clear the shelves off, and then bus bar, switch, tidy up again, rebuild the shelf, and start connecting the dots. Hopefully, maybe, we'll see. More microplastics released into the environment. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Dolphin. Rejoice and raise a toast. Last one. Beautiful. Oh, thankfully that's over and done with. So I was bored and fed up with that. So still raining, and I am off to Paisley to get my niece. So by the time I get back, it'll probably be fucking dark. Onwards. Big boom. Must be careful. Must be bloody careful, considering how clumsy I am. Ah. Alright. Anywho, so busbar, switchy poo. That's the plan. X marks the spot with the old busby bar going for positive and then negative the other side. See if I can do this without knocking you over and making a complete and total arse of it. Load yourself up with another screw. I've got to use screws this long because I'm going through 2 sheets of plasterboard. Near enough, good enough. Oh, you fucker. Right. Nobody move. Fuck's sake, fucking magnetic bits. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck's sake, come on. Right, nobody move. A little wonky, but never mind. No perspective, there's a little wonky, I think. So just pop another couple of screws into there, and then -1 over there. Job will be a good one. Shiny show. Just whilst I have your undivided attention, one thing that I'm not quite keen on with these bus bars is the lid. It screws on. I was hoping for one that'd be a bit better of a push fit, but it doesn't stay on. So need to have a couple of little tiny screws in there. Probably know my luck, I've not got any small enough, and it's going to look a bit. It'll look a bit shit. I was hoping for something that actually sort of clipped on, but yeah, got a wee with the willy you got. Hey, peekaboo, I see you, that'll do. I like the black one more. So, next one, kill switch, but I've got to go and poke me dinner quick. Right, so, kill switch. Blue C Systems, 350. Come on, focus, motherfunker. Blue Sea Systems, 350 amp. Yeah, it's one of the marine ones, really robust, recommended brand. I've seen Blue Sea recommended by various YouTubers, so it's all their fault if it goes piff paff puff. And it's a reasonable price as well. So there's a real risk I might get this done this evening, because oh my goodness me, come out here for some peace and quiet. My niece can't half bloody bump her gums. So these terminals are in from the back, but I'm going to have to screw it onto the wall, so I have to unscrew it off the wall to put the bloody terminals on and then screw it back on, so blah blah blah. But the input output so I don't think it matters, because it's going to be bi-directional. It's a bloody battery switch at the end of the day. So the input's going in at the 9 o'clock position and the output's coming out there, so roughly eyeballing there in the fucking way. I knew it would happen. I knew, but I'll get there. Right, they can just chill out there, out of my way for the moment. I knew that this would happen. Someone's been poking holes in my wall unnecessarily. Fuck. So rather conveniently, previously I'd already, for some reason I'd already put a mark there, but my holes line up nicely with a join in the plasterboard, and then it comes up and over and is in line with my bloody doodah, so that's a win. But I need to put you down, I need 2 hands. Right, so there we go, there's the switch and the doodah fitted. To be honest with you, I've poked a few holes in there because I ended up hitting bloody nail holes, screw holes. Guaranteed I'll fucking hit it. So that was a bit of a pain in the arse, but allowing for, most annoyingly, excuse my wibbly wobbly, allowing for bend radius of cable. I've eyeballed it. I would show you, I'll try and show you one-handed, but it's allowing for a maximum sort of bend radius. The negative will come underneath there, but the positive, to allow clearance, minimum clearance for that bend radius on that thick cable going to there, a positive is going to come up over here to there. So if to try and get a nice level run, the AC out of the inverter needs to go up the ways. But what I'm also thinking is, I don't like how the solar is going to end up fucking crossing over there and going up to there. So Captain Cock-Up strikes again. What I shall do probably is I shall probably over to there with the solar, there with the AC out, and then here will be the AC coupled grid tied inverter. Hopefully the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle, but that will come when it comes at some point in time. But the main concern for now is a quick tidy up and assembly. Hey. So it's going to be a little bit of like, screw it up a bit. Yeah, so a little bit like that. That's my perspexy bit, but this is going to involve zip ties and swearing, I think. So jury's out on how to connect things up, but I'm going to get my squeeze box together, and then I'll worry about this jigsaw puzzle after. Well then, troops, the old white backing can stay on the perspex because it's all just coming off in little thick shreds. It's been on there for that many years, so I haven't got the time to frickin' waste with that. So I'll see how my ironing job has done on my dividers. Yeah, not bad ironing job. So time for some exercise. Poke some things up there. Try and remember the order I took them off in. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ball bags. Now the light's absolutely terrible, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. And I'll just keep doing a little progress as I go. Okay, I'm officially stuck. I'm getting annoyed with myself now. Instead of this thing being such a daddy long legs with the bloody pokey out, wibbly wobbly fucking wires, it actually makes it quite awkward to deal with. Where to put it and get nice neat runs and not stress it out. Bending cables and shit like that. So I've not got enough room now for a breaker, and then over to there, and I've just so do I put the battery there? Do I put it down here? And then you can go over the top of it like so. Down there the breaker, and off to the fucking doodah. Whatever way I'm looking at it, it looks quite scruffy, and I'm not particularly happy at all with my piss poor planning at this for this stage of the game. I thought I had more space and it would be easier to do than it is, but so I can understand why Andy on the off-grid garage has the old bus bar coming down to the table, and then he's got all of that space to deal with and go where he pleases. So working on that theory, what I might do is, instead of these rods are 1 metre long, so instead of cutting them down, I'll leave it full length, and then that way I'll form a little bit of a gear tray table all underneath the shelf cross member. It's not an actual shelf, it's just a structure cross member, and then form sort of a table between the two of them, but I might end up crossing the streams. I want to try and avoid cabling, doing the bloody red arrows display, you know, crisscrossing. So this is going to take some further thinking and further planning, but what I'd like to do now, this late in the game and I'm losing the will to live, I just want to get some charge into these batteries, you know, and wake them up, get them cycling. So I'm not putting anything under any high amperage at the moment. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get to a stage where I've got the battery set up with the individual breakers. That way I can isolate one, work on it, turn it back on, isolate the other one, work on it, and tidy it all up, because I'm starting to get annoyed and I'm starting to lose the plot a little bit. So I think I will make a gear tray out of the upper run of the rodded bar, and I think that instead of having the batteries and the load centralised on the shelf, I've got to go one way that way, and I've got to go all the way that way. So but looking on the bright side, it keeps the rod whole and I don't have to cut it up. So the angle grinder can stay tucked away for another day. Right, that'll do as a plan for now, I think. Fuck it, zip ties and swearing, it all will be right. Oh, good grief, I'm fatiguing. So, a little something like that, but with blue things in it. So, we'll make a little cagey type table. Probably wood and plasterboard and zip ties and crossed fingers. So it'll be cells in there, and as I said, tabletop on there and a gear tray. Probably still going to end up crossing the streams and getting annoyed with it. But on the whole, not too bad. But I'm starting to get really fucking knackered now. What is the time? It is 10 past 11 of the PM. So I might just whack the cells in there, maybe a little bit willy-nilly, with the mind that it's going to be rearranged and sworn at some more, because mistakes happen when you're tired, and I can't afford any mistakes. I might admit defeat and call it a day after I've got the shelf loaded back up and everything's safe. Yeah, but we'll see, because I'm just about to guzzle another coffee, so I might be too wired to sleep anyway. So night time and early morning's the only time I get any peace and bloody quiet and able to get some jobs done. So suck it up, buttercup. So there we go, my interpretation of a compression fixture. It's just got to have the nuts wound in, nipped up, squared up, drewed up, blah blah blah, and all that jazz. But looking at it now, I'm kind of inspired to call it my cuddle cage instead of a compression fixture, because compression fixture is a bit of a misnomer, because to achieve the 300 kilograms of force, it is not actually a very high compressive torque on the nuts and bolts and loads and things like that. You have to go very, very careful. So just a nice little don't fucking move, have a nice cuddle. So yeah, there's me cuddle cage. Cover them up, make them safe, load that one up, and then I think it'll be bedtime. Voila! There we go. There's my cuddle cages. The deciding and overriding factor is this one here. Lovely jubbly. And this one here. Lovely jubbly. So all I've got to do now is play a quiz show game and wind these fuckers all the way home. Oh, nuts. So wind them in, square it up, true it up, and wish for good luck. I'm a nut tickler. On board. On board. Tickle my nuts. Before I go nipping it all up, I wonder how we are for square. Being very, very careful. Flashy, flashy. Sparky, walky. Oh. Battery on my doodah's going flat. Not too bad. Could have sat alright. Yeah, not too bad. That'll be just fine. Nothing disastrous. So I might just cover them up and call it a day before I nip them all up. I'm exhausted. And we are safe. So that'll do for now. Good night, world. 11:30. Thanks very much. I'll catch you in another episode of What the Fuck's He Doing. We'll get there. Maybe.